Hey everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how you can beat the Elite Four on Pokefind Generation 4. I already recorded me doing the whole thing. I'm going to be doing it kind of like I did that Time Vortex quest video where I just do like a turn-by-turn analysis of it, and then you could see exactly what I did to beat it. So here we go, here's how I beat it. So before you even get into the Elite Four, you actually have to battle Danielle one more time. Danielle starts out with Empoleon. I think I bulk up about 4 times. And then after that, I'm about at half health, and then I just break the Empoleon and one-shot it. And then for Togekiss, I use super effective Poison Jab on it to kill it. I Sucker Punch the Chimecho, which is super effective, and kill it one shot. Lopunny uses Return on me, which does a little bit of damage, but Brick Break knocks that out as well. The Blissey gets one-shot by the Brick Break, and I one-shot the Roserade with Sucker Punch to defeat Danielle. Aaron starts out with Armaldo and Stealth Rocks, so I use Swords Dance. Armaldo uses Earthquake on me and almost knocks me out. I end up going for another Swords Dance and then Aqua Jetting the Armaldo to death. I then Aqua Jet the Heracross and one-shot it. I Aqua Jet the Scizor and almost kill it. Scizor counters me to death. I go in Toxicroak and bulk up. Scizor uses Pursuit, so I bulk up again. Scizor uses Pursuit again. And then I try to Poison Jab it, but I forgot that it doesn't affect Scizor. But it's not that big a deal because Scizor just used Pursuit again, and then I Brick Breaked it to death. Sucker Punch one-shots the Yanmega. I Sucker Punch the Drapion, but it doesn't do much damage. Drapion kills Toxicroak with Earthquake. I switch into Staraptor and Drapion Ice Fangs it, and then I Brave Bird it and leave it with just a sliver of health left, and then I Quick Attack it to finish it off. And then I one-shot the Vespiquen with Brave Bird to defeat Aaron. For Bertha, she starts out with Golem, so I Aqua Jet it. Golem uses Stealth Rock, and then I Scald the Golem to death. I switch into Staraptor and the Whiscash Earthquakes, but Staraptor is immune to that, obviously. Whiscash uses Stone Edge, but that doesn't kill Staraptor, so I get a Brave Bird off on it, which almost kills it, but Staraptor dies to Recoil. Toxicroak Sucker Punches the Whiscash to kill it. Then I switch into Mesprit, and Gliscor only uses Earthquake on it, which lets me use Extra Sensory until it kills it. For Rhyperior, I just Protect for the fun of it, then I Extra Sensory the Rhyperior, and then it Ice Punches me, and I get another Extra Sensory off, and it leaves it at almost half health. Rhyperior kills Mesprit with Ice Punch. Empoleon scalds the Rhyperior to kill it. Empoleon scalds the Hippowdon and burns it. And then Hippowdon uses Thunder Fang, which really doesn't do much. And then Empoleon scalds it to kill it. And then for Gastrodon, I Scald, which does almost half health. Gastrodon uses Dig and burrows its way underground, so I use Swords Dance. And then it almost kills me with Dig, so I go Aqua Jet just for a little bit of chip. It uses Dig again and kills me. Toxicroak Sucker Punches the Gastrodon to do a little bit more damage, and then I bulk up while it's underground. It uses Dig on the Toxicroak to almost kill it, and then I Brick Break the Gastrodon and leave it with just a little bit of health left. I bulk up again, and then it kills me with Dig, and then Luxray crunches it, which leaves it at like 1 health. I crunch it again but miss, and Luxray dies. I Aura Sphere with the Lucario to kill it though. Flint starts out with Camerupt, so I Swords Dance. And then Camerupt uses Stealth Rock, and then I Aqua Jet it to one-shot it. I Aqua Jet the Flareon and one-shot that as well. I Aqua Jet the Houndoom and one-shot that. And I one-shot the Rapidash as well. And then the Arcanine, since the Intimidate lowers my attack, the Aqua Jet doesn't do that much damage. And then it Wild Charges me, which does pretty good damage. And then Empoleon dies to another Wild Charge. And then I switch into a Toxicroak, and Arcanine just goes full turtle mode and basically just starts using Will-o'-the-Wisp and Morning Sun. So I really just have to wait until it stops using Morning Sun to kill it. It was really ridiculous. I eventually did get it to stop using Morning Sun, and I finished it off after maxing out my attack with Bulk Up. I Sucker Punch the Infernape, but it really doesn't do much damage. I switch into Staraptor and it gets close combated, but that lowers the Infernape's defense, so Brave Bird kills it. For Lucian, I start out with Mesprit and Shadow Ball the Bronzong, which uses Stealth Rock after that. I use another Shadow Ball, Bronzong Toxics me, and then I finish it off with Shadow Ball. Grumpig Shadow Balls my Mesprit, which almost kills it, and then I Shadow Ball the Grumpig. I switch into Staraptor, which is immune to Shadow Ball. And then I try to U-turn into Empoleon, but the Grumpig gets a critical hit Psychic on me, which knocks me out. I switch into Luxray and crunch the Grumpig and almost kill it. Grumpig almost kills me with Shadow Ball, and then I crunch the Grumpig to finish it off. Espeon kills Luxray with Dazzling Gleam. I switch back into Mesprit, but Espeon Shadow Balls it and kills it. I switch into Lucario, and Aura Sphere the Espeon, which does literally nothing, and then Lucario dies to Dazzling Gleam, and then Dazzling Gleam is not effective against my Empoleon, which lets me max out my attack with Swords Dance, and then I one-shot the Espeon with Aqua Jet, and I one-shot the Galad with Aqua Jet. I one-shot the Alakazam with Aqua Jet, and to defeat Lucian, I one-shot the Claydol. Cynthia starts out with Spiritomb, so I max out my attack with Swords Dance while the Spiritomb uses Dark Pulse on me, which isn't enough to kill me, but it almost does. And then I just Aqua Jet the Spiritomb and one-shot it. And then I almost killed the Roserade with Aqua Jet, but it's not enough. And then Empoleon dies to Shadow Ball. Lucario gets Shadow Balled, which leaves it at about half health. And then it Aura Spheres the Roserade to death. Lucario dies to Togekiss' Aura Sphere. Togekiss uses Air Slash on my Mesprit, which leaves it at about half health. I Ice Beam the Togekiss and do pretty good damage to it. I switch into Staraptor, and it gets Air Slash, which I didn't think would do much damage, but it did quite a lot. I Quick Attack the Togekiss, and then Staraptor dies to Air Slash. Togekiss misses an Air Slash on my Luxray, so I Wild Charge it and kill it. Luxray almost gets killed by Lucario's Earthquake. I Wild Charge the Lucario and do good damage to it. I switch into Mesprit, and it's immune to Earthquake. Mesprit survives a Dragon Pulse, and Lucario is damaged by Life Orb. I use Ice Beam on the Lucario and leave it with just a little health left. I switch into Luxray and it dies to Dragon Pulse, but it's enough to KO the Lucario from Life Orb damage. And then the Melodic only uses Mirror Coat on me, so that gives me the opportunity to max out my Toxicroak's attack and defense with Bulk Up, and then I Poison Jab the Melodic and one-shot it. And then for the Garchomp, I Sucker Punch it, which doesn't kill it, but my defense is already maxed out, so I survive the Garchomp's Earthquake, and then I Sucker Punch the Garchomp again to kill it, and I defeat Cynthia. And after that, you receive your 500,000 experience, 150,000 coins, 50 tokens, 25 rare candies, 3 max PP, 1 ability capsule, and 1 leftovers. So that is how you beat the quest, guys. It really wasn't too difficult. I did it with only 4 level 100s, and they're not even like EV trained or anything, so I'm sure you guys will have no problem beating it. And especially if you have your Lake Guardian from Time Vortex already level 100, I think that's probably one of the easiest ways to beat it. Now, my Lake Guardian Mesprit is only level 88, so I don't really know how well it would have done if it was level 100, but I mean, it did great at level 88, so I'm sure it would be really good at level 100. And here's my team if you want to kind of copy it for yourself and just kind of see what all the held items and stuff were. I think it stayed pretty much the same throughout the whole thing. I did give Mesprit some new moves kind of halfway throughout the Elite Four. And I also gave them some new held items like Empoleon I gave Mystic Water, and Toxicroak I gave Black Belt and stuff like that. So yeah guys, that's going to be it for this quest guide. If you want to see that Time Vortex quest guide that I did last week, you can click right up here. If this was helpful, make sure you leave a like and subscribe for more Pokefind videos like this in the future. And that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!